Hey, how's it going? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world watching this video today. So as you can tell by the title, we installed the S&B Intake on my 22-2500 Cummins. Install overall was pretty easy. There was only two parts that really made it difficult for me at least, and that was the push pins, which holds the plastic covering piece for the RAM intake. Those push pins, for whatever reason, did not want to come out for me. I almost broke a few, and that was even using like the little push pin tool. For some reason, they were just super stubborn. But yeah, I got those out and that was fine. The other part was when you're actually installing the intake together, you have the box, the filter, and then the intake tube. And you put the filter inside the box, and then you slide the intake through the box, and then you connect the filter and the intake together while it's inside the box. And that part was just tricky for me at least. So that was the only part that really held me up, but overall install was very easy. I was able to follow the instructions. I did pull up S&B's YouTube video on how to do like one or two steps, but very straightforward, very easy to do. Anyone can do it. For me, it took about an hour and a half, but I think for someone that actually doesn't have challenges like I do, you should be good, less than an hour at least. So really quickly, the reason why I purchased this intake was because I had read online that this was about the only way that you could increase sound to your diesel legally and not voiding the warranty, and for a pretty cheap price. And so I was happy to hear about that. A lot of the pros that I heard about, or what did help increase sound was, or what part of your truck sound-wise was increased was your turbo, exhaust brake, and a little bit of your actual exhaust. Now, me personally, I was able to get a significant, moderately, I'd say a moderate increase to sound for the turbo. Before the intake, with the stock intake, just driving around highway, accelerating, under throttle and whatnot, and wide open throttle, could barely hear the turbo at all with the stock intake. With this aftermarket intake, I could hear quite a bit. And it was nice to hear. It's nice being able to hear that turbo. That's kind of a fun sound to hear. What's great about it is it's not super loud, meaning that if you're like doing a long drive, or if you're towing stuff and you're listening to music and turn your music up to like a comfortable listening level, you're not really going to hear that turbo. You hear it a little bit in the background, but it's not going to be like annoying and just constantly there, if that makes sense. So I think it's a pretty good increase in sound to a point where it's not like overwhelming or anything like that. So that part is great. The other part that I personally loved the most was the exhaust brake. There's just something about the exhaust brake when you let off the gas on a diesel, and like when you hear an exhaust brake on a semi truck, you're like, oh, that's sick, that's super cool. And you were able to hear that a ton more than with the stock intake. Once again, with the stock intake, couldn't hear anything at all, could not hear the exhaust brake. I even ran with my exhaust brake fully on just to test and see if I could actually hear it. Nothing whatsoever. And I was going down a pretty steep hill. And then with this aftermarket intake, this S&B intake, was always able to hear it. And once again, it's not overwhelmingly loud. It's not crazy loud or anything. It's like a perfect increase decibel wise to the sound itself. So fantastic. The other thing that I noticed and that I really liked, but didn't hear a lot of people mention or comment about on forums, was an increase to throttle response as well. For me, at least, it felt like the throttle response was quite a bit better. Not a lot better, but you could definitely tell a difference. And that and alone was huge for me. So I love that the throttle response was a bit more peppy, and it was just there. It was more there, if that makes sense. So those were the pros for me. Increase the turbo sound, increase to exhaust brake, and better throttle response. Love it, love it, love it. Now we're gonna get into the cons. And these are not necessarily cons because S&B didn't claim this. They didn't say it helped. But these are the cons, obviously, for most people that are looking at intakes, especially for these types of trucks. Now, when it comes to intakes, let me first explain intakes. When it comes to intakes, most intakes usually will help increase MPG because of the airflow, the increased airflow and whatnot. And on this intake, I did not notice a MPG increase whatsoever. I actually lost MPG when I did my 25-mile loop with my stock intake. I compared it to my stock intake and the S&B intake. I actually lost 1 mile per gallon with this newer intake. So that was a little bit interesting to see. I wasn't expecting that. No one said they lost MPG. There were a few people in comments and forums that said they gained MPG, but in my case, I actually lost 1 MPG. And we're talking about a 25-mile loop. I drove the exact same way that I did for both trips. And I'll put trip A and trip B up here. So trip A was with the stock intake, and I did 19.7, 19.8, something like that. It's right there. And then with the S&B intake, the aftermarket intake, you can see I only did 18.8, which was interesting because, like I said, I drove the exact same. When I drive my truck, I don't really do pedal to the metal. I don't drive around like crazy. I just drive very casually. I kind of drive like a grandpa, actually, and I use cruise control all the time, and I just put it right to the speed limit. I don't try going over or under to save gas or whatever. So that was a little bit interesting to see for me. So I know S&B doesn't claim an increase in MPG or anything like that, but that was a con for me. So I don't think you'll see any MPG increase or gain with this filter intake. If you do, please let me know. I'm curious to see how. For reference, and I don't know if I said this or not already, but I live in Utah, so we sit at a pretty high elevation. And the trip that I did, I started at like 4,800 feet of elevation and got to, I think, the highest point, which was like the halfway mark for the round trip, was 5,200 feet. So not a huge increase, 400 feet, but the air is a bit more thin here in Utah. So yeah, overall, like my conclusion for this, is it worth it? It's kind of like right there on the edge. In all honesty, this is more of like a cosmetic item rather than like a performance item. There's no horsepower gain, there's no torque gain or anything like that. But for me, where I got it for $330 from a local diesel performance shop here in Utah called JRH Performance. Yes, JRH Performance. Hit them up. I'll leave the link down below if you live here in Utah and need some diesel parts. If you're within Salt Lake County, they can do same day delivery as well. So super awesome about that. But yeah, I would say it's worth it. If you're looking to increase sound, get a little bit better throttle response, not have to worry about, voiding your warranty and it actually kind of helping your truck, helping your engine and whatnot, I'd say go for it. I think for the price point, it's very reasonable. And yeah, so that's been my experience with it. I hope this video has helped you out on whether deciding you are going to get the intake or not. If you do and have had great experience with it, let me know. If you did also get the intake and had a bad experience, please let me know as well down in the comments. Curious to know, people who have gotten this intake, if it's helped them or not help them. I'm curious to see kind of both sides. I'd like to hear both sides if there are both sides and whatnot. So anywho, that's all for me. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one.